So Riot just added a new feature to the game, and for a lot of champions, this is going to be game breaking in how easy or how hard it is to play the champion. Let me show you what exactly it is. So the feature is clamp cast target location within max range. It's a clickable feature in the game tab at the bottom, and this used to not be there. So in the past, this always used to be off. So if we have it off right here, what I can show you is if you were, for example, playing Syndra or you're playing Orianna and you're picking up an ability and you're casting it outside of your max range, what happens is you walk to that range and then you cast it at the maximum range. So what happens is that first you walk the distance before you actually cast the ability. And a lot of times it can be pretty annoying because you want to insta throw it, but you misclick, or like the enemy has a dash and therefore you become very telegraphed, or you like run into a CC ability. So it's really annoying if you misclick because of this. So what happens a lot is you misclick, you walk into it, you die. Right now, what happens is if you turn this on, suddenly champions become a lot easier to play, because what I can do on Syndra right now is I can just take this ball, throw it all the way out here, and it will just throw the max range. And if you take a look at how big this range is, you can see that it's now really easy to hit. While before, what actually happened is what you need to do is you need to click exactly at the edge to get the max range without having to move. So to get the best value out of the ability, you have to click very precisely, extremely high skill cap. But right now, you can just go outside of range and just click it right there, and look at the range that some of these abilities have. Like, it's insane, these ranges, because not only it's like the cast range, but it's also like the explosion range. So the range on some of these abilities are just absolutely insane. Another good example is Orianna Q, Victor E. These are all champions that work with this same principle, that if you throw it outside of max range, you have to walk first. So these champions now have basically less skill cap. It's much easier to play these. And what do I think of this change? I think the change is actually good for the majority of the player base. I think in high elo it's a bit of a bummer because it removes like a lot of skill expression from the champion that you otherwise could have had, especially on like Orianna. Like, all the best Orianna players would know exactly what the max range of their Q is and would be extremely precise at understanding the tether range and clicking it. Very good examples, for example, Jovi, Faker. They're very, very good at those clicks. But now the benefit of it is that if you're new to the game or you're new to these kind of champions, it's much easier to pilot them because it's just much easier to get the ability where you want to. So I think for League overall, it's a better change, except for like the top 1 to top 3% of the player base, which does remove a bit of skill expression. I think a lot of streamers and pro players are going to be quite sad about it. But I do think that for the majority of the player base, this is a good change. And yeah, my advice is abuse it now while it's here, because it will just make your ability usage much, much easier. So let me know if you guys have any questions about this, and I'll get back to you.